rolling. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday Night Thunder. The voices you may be hearing are slightly different. I am Sir Racelot, and joining me is Tier Nizzle. Hi, Tier.
Hey, Sir Racelot. So this would be one of
So,
the few Thursday Night Thunder events I've either attended or broadcast for. Should be an interesting event. All these cars are, all spec, so no one should really run away from anyone else. Should be all about who can manage the draft better and really who's at the right place at the right time.
yeah, of course, like these guys won't have to do a pit stop as well. We do have the cautions in store, so if there is a crash early on, it will bunch things right back up. As we see Sunday Cup League, who I believe is to be Kip's hauling ass in the Sunday Cup League account, currently sitting in first with Rita second, O'Brien third, Binary Bullet fourth, Twindy in P5, Cold 6, Hossack 7th, Freak in 8th, WKK in 9th, Badass Slinger in 10th, and of course me and Tier are sitting in 11th and 12th, but we are not participating, obviously, and it always is interesting to do something from a totally different perspective, which I'm really looking forward to doing, because I've wanted to do this for a while. In fact, me and you have both been talking about doing this for a while anyway.
Yep, it's been it's pretty much the beginning of the season. Like, hey, we should broadcast some of these Thursday Night Thunder races. I mean, both me and Sir Racelot are kind of more into the road racing scene, and this kind of stuff just doesn't do it for me as a racer, but as a broadcaster, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've done a couple oval races in the past, taken part in a couple IndyCar, but when it comes to strategy, I'm absolutely useless, and these guys just hand it to me, really. But like Tier said, we are the more road course men, but still, the oval racing is a great spectacle to see, especially when the cars are so close together. But yeah, it should be really good fun. The Thursday Night Thunder races are always very, very good. If you want to check out the Sunday Cup League, or you want to get involved, please check out the website sundaycupleague.com. But yeah, so we've got 35 seconds left in qualifying, so this is going to be the sort of do or die moment. There's a big group of cars currently running with Kip in first.
Yep.
So
I'm on board, and Kip, of course, is on the Sunday Cup League account today because he's officiating this series. So we're on board with him in the nice American-looking car.
it's the most American. It's almost as American as your profile picture.
Exactly. But
I don't think they can see the profile picture, but if you want to describe it, it's like an eagle with the American flag in the back. Oh, they're just going to get another lap in.
So,
Just.
they got 40 more seconds to make something happen if there's someone in front. Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who would be in a good position here. Let me see. Sort of everybody's not in the best position to be setting a fast lap right now because everybody's bogged in.
Kip may run out of fuel here. He's on 1 liter of fuel. Let's see if he can make it to the end of this lap.
Oh, 3 wide, getting squeezed up to the wall, and he retains his first place with Binary Bullet into second, Twindy moving up to third, with Rita being pushed down to fourth. The order continues to O'Brien, Freak. Oh, the order has gone, so I cannot read out to you. There we go. Freak, Badass Slinger, Cold Hossack, and WKK 3. So the order has been set for the qualifying. These guys are going to go around and do their warm-up laps. Of course, there is no pitting. They're just going to go straight to the end. We will have a couple cautions, probably, because when these races are so close, there will be an accident early on. There's no preventing it, really, is there?
No, I mean, an unfortunate part of virtual racing is you get lag, you get people on Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And just, yeah. You can kind of attest to that.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about good connection.
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully we'll see some patience in the beginning. Some of these cars, from what my experience doing Thursday Night Thunder, can be a little bit antsy in the beginning. It's quite tempting seeing everybody double file trying to bring it 3 wide, but hopefully we can see a bit of patience. Hopefully it'll end up, being green start to finish. But again, like Sir Racelot said, very rare for a Thursday Night Thunder race.
Yeah, of course, and I think another thing with these cars, they're not really made for the oval. They're more GT4 cars, but you can find that the front right tire can get quite hot, so you may see some drivers running up high to attempt to cool that tire down, or at least more experienced drivers. You may see them running up high for a couple laps, and then you'll see a sudden burst of pace for them coming back through the path, just because they've conserved their tires a little bit, took it a little bit slow, and then they're able to go on the attack again. So it's all about where you're positioned at the end, really. And like with the ovals, track position is so important.
All right, I'm gonna hit.
So they retire.
Should retire me. I should retire me as soon as it starts. Holy hell!
You see, who's that already getting spun out? That was cold, I think. Right, okay. Retire to pit box, I am absolutely sure.
Yep.
Head onto the monitor, and we are here. There we are.
Alright.
So, Kip is meant to be in first, but he's running down at fourth. So, as things stand, I think they do the first formation lap, which is single file. Then on the second lap, they double up, and the third lap is green. If you guys don't know what a caution is, basically when two cars come together, but it must be two cars, so it can't be one car spinning off. If a car spins off and then hits another car, then yeah, fine. But yeah, the caution is when more than two cars are involved, basically, and it keeps the pack nice and clean together, so it makes, you know, the commentary a bit easier, because then it makes it a bit more exciting as well.
Yeah, if we had a caution for every time, you know, just one person went and spun, then we wouldn't get in the lap screen. Yeah, it'd be awful.
Especially with these cars, like you see with the Indy cars, sometimes you just touch the inside line, and then you just flip like 40 times. So these cars are a bit easier compared to those cars.
Yeah, I've been on the wrong end of a nasty IndyCar incident, and just there's not much you can do. Like the wheels will lock together and just launch you. So it's unfortunate, but it happens.
It happens so fast as well. Like, you cannot do anything because it happens so fast. But you can see these guys and girls. Rita, female racer within the league. I think it is the only female racer in the league. But you see these guys and girls, like I said, doubling up. Some order been mixed up actually, because I'm seeing Kip down in 7th.
You know, it's a fair point. No idea what's going on, but I'm going to sit on board with Hasek, kind of someone who's sitting mid-pack, so the camera kind of pans through the whole field.
Yeah, that's a very...
Actually,
see people warming the tires. There's not much point really, because it is an oval. They're only going to be turning left. Hosak's right in the middle of it. This is the danger zone. This is like the zone where I feel a little bit uncomfortable.
So, looks like they're... Come on, get up there a second. Here, I'm going to go on chase cam. Hasek.
I think we're about to go green. So we're riding on board with Hossack as we go green, green, green. Hossack, everybody is still bunched together. Nobody's gonna be making any drastic moves yet. Everybody begins to slot back into their position. Goldust had a fantastic start ahead of Binary. I think that was O'Brien possibly getting a little bit loose up there as Hossack slots in behind Kip. Hossack still on the low line.
Yep, the 2 wide has already begun. You can start to see the groups kind of buddying up with people. And especially races like these, it's super important to find someone you can really trust to, you know, sit behind you and really kind of help you out in this race. Otherwise,
yeah,
you're not breaking away from the person behind you. Otherwise,
WKK3 is now in the prime seat. He can see it all from where he is right now. Seeing everything. So we see Badass Slinger. Badass Slinger, he was further up. He's moved down. He's been bullied about a little bit by the looks of it.
A couple people bouncing off the wall.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Ooh,
Look.
look
Kip's up to second.
O'Brien just got a run. Or no,
O'Brien
that was
is coming,
Hasek.
definitely. Wait, Miss Hossack, he's moved up a couple of positions as Hossack gets alongside Kip. And he's going to be going for the lead around the outside. Will he be able to pull it off? Around the outside of Cold. Cold will not be giving up that position so easily. He's hanging it around the outside. He's still there. He will be getting the side draft. Be able to open up the steering a little bit onto the start-finish line. Cold is slowly losing him. Will he be able to slot in? I think it's going to be tight. I think Cold's going to hold it.
You can see through the corner, Cold's really going to have the advantage, but on the outs, like exit of the corners, Hasek is going to have that run from being on the outside. You can see him really starting to pull back. You see him as the run goes on and on, they'll try to get closer and closer to try and get that side draft. You can see Hasek kind of doing it now as Cold kind of breaks away a little bit.
See, Kip's been quite clever here because Hossack doesn't have a good enough run to slot in front of Cold. Oh, Hossack, I think has just got it. Oh, Hossack's oh, that is a big moment for Cold, and Cold is off. That is a caution. That will definitely. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, that's definitely a caution. WKK3 in the mix of that has got himself into 4th position. Sega Keith Motorsport driver myself. I'm actually a Sega Keith Motorsport driver. WKK3 is the team manager of that team. I can't tell you every team, I can tell you that one only because I'm in it, so it's a little bit biased there, I'm sorry.
But, yeah, no, one person that really happy about that caution is Rita St. James. She was kind of behind there just a little bit, must have got caught out by somebody, and then now everyone's pretty much back up. That's another golden opportunity.
Once you lose the draft. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like cautions do have their pros and cons. People argue that when bunching them up, because everybody's more together now, it will cause more accidents. But in another essence, it gives people a second chance, and it brings everybody back into the mix. So you know, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. But yeah, like you said, Rita St. James, as a result of the caution, is right now back in the mix. So definitely expect to see her move up the order. She's always strong on the ovals.
Yep, another driver that's really quite moved up is WKK. He's back up to 4th. He was started kind of in the back of the field. Now he's worked his way up back to the front pack. Be interesting to see if he tries something on this restart.
I think that's a prime example. We saw WKK hovering about in 7th for the first several opening laps, and then boom, as soon as everything kicks off, he's straight into 4th position. Right. So biding your time really does pay off.
Alright, let's see the start. There we go, we're green, green, green. Someone's already trying to pass on the outside. Who is that?
Yeah, that was Cold making the overtake there. See Rita losing track position there actually. I think she had a bit of a miss shift. She's back down into 10th.
Oh, WKK is trying to move on the... Oh, never mind. Thought about the outside, then he saw a gap in the inside. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's very clever because once you're on the inside, it's so hard to get back onto the inside because the car goes so close. Now, that being
said, O'Brien could get the side draft from both Haas and Kip, which could slingshot him back to the front position.
Warren, despite not looking like it, he's sort of boxed in here. He can. You've got Twindy. In fact, Twindy's got a bit of a gap, so Warren's got a tiny bit of free. Whoa! O'Brien and WKK3 really practicing each other's trust there, really getting close. It's amazing how close some of these guys can get. I don't really see any of these races online. You only really get races like these in Sunday Cup League.
Not a whole lot of oval stuff going on in other series as far as I'm aware, but I could be wrong.
Badass Slinger's in the prime seat here. He's going to get a draft off of every single one of these guys. Aaron's controlling that route nicely though. You see the car is beginning to line up on the inside.
board with some of these drivers here. Currently on board with Twindy as he tries to move to the outside, see if he can make something out of it.
He's got the draft from Cold in front as well as whoa.
Ooh.
We get up a bit high, gets too close to Cold.
Oh, that is O'Brien on the outside currently.
O'Brien. So it is, my bad.
Yep. So, yeah, a lot of these drivers are teammates. They got the same paint scheme, so at times it can be a bit hard to tell. Rita is disconnected from the lobby. Don't know what's happened to her.
Oh. Well, she did start going slowly after the restart, and I actually was backing off a fair bit, so whether she had problems.
Sunday's on the move, or Kip, I should say. Hasek stuck on the outside.
Twindy's up in the wall. That will not be a caution because that was self-inflicted.
Can he hang on to the draft?
No, I'm afraid that draft is long gone by now. You'll see the pack beginning to edge away. Yeah, it's a shame but there possibly could be another caution. This freak is a little bit into the wall there.
A lot of wall smacking today. It's certainly getting a new paint coating on the outside barrier.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be going up there. Sometimes when you hit that wall, it becomes like glue. You just can't get away from it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you also got to be careful to give the people down below you plenty of room when you're on the outside, and that can be tricky trying to juggle. Do the math between, all right, do I have enough room to race, and does the guy beneath me have enough room to kind of do his thing?
Yeah, there's a lot to think about. I think the faster drivers are up front. They may not set the fastest lap times, but on the ovals you do have to be a bit clever with your placement and whatnot, so there's a lot about sort of strategy and placement on the track. You see the more clever drivers who are a lot more experienced and have done this before, holding their positions a lot better and finishing a lot higher at the end.
You can see there's no real advantage to either line. I mean, I think the inside line is the preferred one, but the outside, if you work that side draft, you can really get it to work.
See, the outside line actually does work pretty well at Texas, in my opinion. In these cars at least. Because a couple Thursday Night Thunders ago, I managed to take the lead with the outside line, so it's not all bad. As you see now, a double line forming up. Sort of switching. People are still deciding what lane they want to go. It's sort of tricky to tell in this situation what they wanted to do, really.
It's really hard, too, being on this oval with these kind of cars, just being patient and just really sticking with something. You can see Hasek's been on the outside line forever, and whether he's caught out there or he's really trying to make it work, I don't know. You can kind of see it in the beginning. He was trying to sneak back in, but it's really, there's an ebb and flow. Oh, little paint trading going on.
Like what I said at the start, though, possibly they may be trying to cool the tires and then go on the assault, as we see Cold now actually doing just that and coming on the attack off Kip up the inside. Oh, there was a big lift there. I might have just been lifting off. Whoa, and that will probably... Whoa! That is
they saved it.
The season. That is the save of the season.
Oh boy.
That is a miracle. Whoa! He's under the ground. Are you seeing him under the ground?
I'm not seeing him under the ground. I just saw a little mistake, I think, from Kip smacking the outside wall. Maybe he was like looking behind him or something.
Yeah, for me, it's like sort of the roof of his car is just sneaking out the ground. It's like Jaws. It's like the little shark fin.
Now, he could catch up to the pack again, because it seems like he's got a little drafting partner back there.
Ah, no. Yeah, that is interesting. Twindy has dropped off on the pack, but this could be a huge opportunity for Twindy. Twindy is an experienced driver and these sort of things, so he will know that this is a golden opportunity. So,
Hasek back again on the outside.
It's so hard because like O'Brien and Badass Slinger now who's in the lead. Badass
O'Brien getting high up on Haas.
See, O'Brien would have had Badass Slinger there because he ran wide, but he went on the, he focused a bit too much on Hossack. Hossack moves down now on O'Brien, who is taking the position.
You can kind of
right
see
on the back of Badass.
Bedazzled take a kind of defensive line where he kind of starts high and kind of sweeps low. Really hard to get past people
He's
on
got
this
to be
track.
careful. He's, whoa, O'Brien out of nowhere. O'Brien's coming back in. He's not giving up too early as Badass Slinger gets
3 wide.
really high.
Back through turn 2.
Fantastic.
And they held it beautifully.
Looks like Warren's getting a beautiful view of this.
Oh, O'Brien back to the lead.
Oh, not for long though. Hossack has brought it back up the inside, and it's 2 cars colliding.
Might bring up. No,
once
they
again,
held it.
Save. What is going on?
Warren kind of had to check up and unfortunately got back into that. But Twindy and Kip right back to the action. They've already caught up a second. They're right back in it.
Jaws is back.
Yeah.
Here he is.
He doesn't need any caution to catch up.
Like, it's so weird. It's like he's even deeper in the ground now. It's just his rear wing sticking out the ground.
That's the most effective way to reduce drag right there. Get that ride height.
Nah, mate. That is the lowest center of gravity I've ever seen. His car will have so much grip around the corners.
Now, if his car is doing that, you might want to worry about bottoming out, but apparently it's still working for him.
I don't know, man. I think there's still a bit to go. Until it's only the roof showing, I think he can go lower, man.
No, unfortunately, I'm not seeing the same thing you are at the moment.
Yeah, you can just imagine it though. Just imagine just the roof sticking out of the track. Just the roof and the top of the windows. Just imagine that picture in your head, and that's that. DMW Freak is now onto the back of the
he's
main
gonna try
pack. He's chasing down Badass.
O'Brien's back on the inside, really pushing him high. Ooh. Wow. Hossack's not gonna like
really
that.
Testing each other.
They're really starting to get a little antsy. Could this be 3 wide through here? Nope.
Oh yes, they are 3 wide.
Oh.
Whoa! He's getting a bit high in the touch, and they hold it again.
Hossack just really taking a beating today. That poor guy. Back to 3 wide.
Yeah, but no.
He's giving it right back to him. Yeah.
Whoa! O'Brien. Ooh, who's that? And that's a caution.
Wait.
That will be a caution.
Yep.
That is a massive crash. And look at that. With just a snap of the finger, Badass Slinger is in his roof. Binary from about 5th place is now behind. Warren kicking. Yeah, he's going slowly. He's
poor Warren's been getting. It's not really causing a part of all these. He just keeps getting caught up by him, unfortunately.
Oh, it is the worst thing. Like an accident that has nothing to do with you, that you may even be a little bit behind of, and didn't even see, just a spinning car as a result of that accident. You just get clipped by it, and at these speeds you can't turn fast. It's not like the road courses where you've got corners, so you are going at a lower speed. This is just flat out, and you have no time to make any adjustments in your course. And sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and take what's coming to you.
So, as of now on Thursday Night Thunder, the last race of today, we are on lap 26 out of 69, and so far we have O'Brien in the lead, Hossack in close pursuit, Cold, Kip in the Sunday Cup League account, Twindy,
the Shark,
DWM, Binary Bullet, WKK, and Bedazzled Slinger.
It's Badass Slinger. I'll tell you what, after this race, like, maybe he can put a comment on this video, or for him to just tell us, because me and you've still been having this debate. Is it Badass Lead Slinger, or what do you say, Bedazzled?
Bedazzled. It looks like Bedazzled.
Bedazzlinger. It's not Bedazzle.
Bedazzled Slinger.
I debunked it. I know, I debunked it the other day, right? It is, right, it doesn't matter, right?
Alright,
so
we're about
we
to
are
go
about
green
to go
again.
Green. Yeah. O'Brien has went green at the line. Hossack in pursuit. Cold right in behind Hossack. He is not going to let him go anywhere. Shark, aka Kip, is running in 4th with that low ass car. You've got Twindy right in behind him. Then you've got Freak who is in a very good position because it's not too close, so he will get a major draft. Binary is also in a very good position. You've got WKK, who is now sticking with the pack, and Bedazzle, after that incident, after he got flipped, you can tell he's just holding back a little bit, trying to see if he can make a couple moves up of a caution if it does happen. You can tell that he's sort of a bit wary now after that accident.
Oh, wow, people are really abusing poor Hasek today. Again, getting pushed wide.
Is he gonna? Oh, he's still on the wall. Oh no, no way. I think that's him lost the draft. That's so rare that we see Hossack in this position. He is always up at the front. I think he maybe like won a lot of ovals this season. He's won a lot of oval races this season. He is one of the top guys on this ovals.
I can tell you, as Hasek being my teammate for a long time, he's gonna be seeing red after that, you know, and deservedly so, man. He keeps running the outside, keeps getting smacked up in that top wall, and just hopefully a caution spot or someone kind of help him draft back up to the group here. But
yeah, he's gonna need something here, isn't he? He's gonna need a rope. Someone is gonna need to chuck him a bit of a lifeline there, because unfortunately, despite these cars battling, so whoa, that was close. That was very close. I think that was. Whoa, it's getting close. I think that was a solo. I think Badass Slinger just made a mistake and went into the wall there. So the racing will continue. Hossack, as a result of that, has closed up a little bit to the path.
I don't think he's got the draft.
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the road courses, if there was a big battle going on ahead of you, of course you have the corners, and those would be much easier to catch up. But in these positions, even though with the battling, the draft is so powerful. So powerful. You know, it's hard from that position, but yeah, it's just a shame for Hawks. Like, he's been a bit late tonight, so I do feel a bit bad for him there.
Oh!
Whoa!
That may be exactly what Hasek needed.
Oh,
Can he pick up the draft?
I think Colt is just about to lose it. Whoa, that was close. I think
Colt still got it. I don't think Hasek has that lifeline.
WKK3 back into third place.
You can really see Warren's one of the most patient guys out there on the track. You can never really see him do anything.
To give an idea of like what I'm seeing with Kip, I can only see the car. I can only see O'Brien. I cannot see Kip, like in front of Warren, because he's so low down.
take a screenshot.
I will take a screenshot right now for you, just for you. Okay, there we go. I'm taking the screenshot. I can just see his car move out every now and then. It's like watching like I'm a mattress, a black mattress, every now and then. Go in and out.
Hasek is so tantalizingly close to. He might catch up to Cold, man.
If Cold is clever, and he does lose the draft, he will intentionally back himself into Hossack, so he can work with Hossack to regain time on that group ahead. If he is clever and thinking correct. But I think he's just...
Yep, he just did it, I think.
I think he's doing that, isn't he? Yeah. He is backing up.
Someone's up in the wall. That is...
Whoa. Binary.
Binary, yep. That's unfortunate for him, but lucky for him, he's got these three.
These three now. So Hossack
they'll catch up in no
time. Yeah. And then there's Badass Slinger, who, you know, he's just been unlucky really with what has happened there. He is a very fast driver on the oval and of course on the road courses. He's had several podiums in Camel GT as well as ILMS, so he's a very good road racer. He's just, the oval is a flip of a coin whether you get lucky or not.
Yeah, pack's starting to really get strung out as kind of continue on with this little stint. People lose the draft.
We're going to see Binary, Cold, and Hossack really start making the way, and look at that. O'Brien has actually just backed himself up into that group because he knows these guys are coming fast, and these guys will catch up to that leading group quite quickly. In fact, Hossack's actually said to Gold, I'm having enough of this, I want to take the lead of this group, because I think I can go faster. So he's going to take in charge of that group to try and lead the way.
This front group's starting to really behave themselves. I think they might be trying to break away from the second group that's forming.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right on that. I think they have noticed that very fast group, because you've got Hossack, Binary, Cold on O'Brien. That is a force not to mess with. So they really don't want those guys catching back up to them. In this leading group currently we have Kit out front. We've got Warren, Mr. Patient in second.
Cold back up into the wall, unfortunately. Looks like
Cold back up into the wall.
Badass Ledslinger might hook up and try to catch all them again.
Yeah. It's a shame for Cold, because Cold just got into a very good position, and now he sort of got tussled back a little bit. Whether he may wait for Badass Linger again, because it's a big gap from Cold to Badass. Or Bedazzled to you.
We'll get to the bottom of it someday.
We will get to the bottom of it. I'm telling you, you're wrong. It's Badass. It's Badass.
I might just have to carry on the tradition of Bedazzled.
Even though it's like a sibling. It's like they're proven wrong, but they continue to believe.
Just cling to it.
And they're adamant that they're right.
Never admit you're wrong, ever. I don't think.
Never ever.
I've met very
few. In my life.
Very few race drivers that admit fault, though, especially on the track.
Well, yes. Yeah, I think that is true. When it comes to racing drivers, they will hold their own ground no matter what. If they have an opinion of what happened in a certain situation, you're not going to change it. So it is up to the work of the officials to determine what actually happened.
Now, I'm just going off what I'm seeing. It does seem like that second pack's starting to catch up a little bit, but I could be going crazy.
Let me have a look. I think they are actually. Slowly. Kip is still out front. Warren is looking hungry though. He's right on the back of him. He's practically pushing him. In fact, if I go into the roof of Warren, he is right on the back of him. Twindy is right on the back of Warren. And Freak slightly, very slightly further back on Twindy. But maybe that is a wise choice. Maybe it isn't so wise to run bumper to bumper, because what if somebody makes a small mistake? It's all it takes. A small mistake, and because you're so close, you have no time to react, and boom. Chaos.
I think you're going to see WKK just bide his time in second, because being in first really at the end of the race is really kind of, especially on ovals, not where you want to be, just because, you know, you're a target. You got everyone behind you picking up all that draft.
Yeah, I mean, with the nature of this track, it's there's a bit more for an oval. The corners are a bit sharper, of course. The main straight is got two very slight kinks on it, so as long as you can hold the inside line, it does make getting past you a bit of a tricky job. But being in the prime seat in second place with a very good draft does significantly heighten your chances of ending up on the top step.
I think Hossack is catching up just a little bit, very slowly though. He's still been riding around right around 3 seconds. You can see in the corners.
You can see O'Brien though, like he had a perfect chance to overtake there, but I think he's got his eyes on the bigger goal. So I think he's been very, very clever here.
Yeah, WKK also could have.
There is a group forming further back with Binary, Cold, and Badass, but I think they're just too far back to make something out of it. But Hossack and O'Brien are definitely catching with it's currently lap 44 and we're going to lap 69, so there is a good bit of time for them to try and regain that time that they lost earlier on. And you see the top four up front beginning to get a bit more impatient. I think that's WKK trying to go for Twindy there. Freak is currently on the side. Freak just he's holding back a lot. He's been in fourth this entire battle. For example, Twindy and WKK have been trading positions. WKK and Twindy we've seen go on the attack of Kip, so maybe Freak is just holding back and waiting for the right moment. So he gets a good run.
So you can see Kip up in first just ran a 33.7, while Hasek is running a 33.6. So I don't know if there's enough time if you're getting 0.1. If they pick up that draft, they'll suck right back up, but it's gonna be close.
What's round this time round, because I think he's had to defend it slightly more on this lap, very slightly. Just looking.
Let's see.
So as he goes
about the same lap
line now, yeah, pretty much exactly the same.
Both for both.
33.7 to 33.6, so 10th a lap. That's a bit of a tall order, isn't it?
Yep. So Hasek has about 2.5 second gap to make up to DWM.
DMW Freak doesn't really have an answer to these things. He's actually beginning to fall back.
I'm wondering if his front right is starting to fade on him.
He has been running on the inside line for a very long time. He goes a little bit higher this time, so maybe he has taken that, or possibly, he is actually taking the wider line right now for a burst on the last couple of laps. Possibly. As you see him go very wide now. That mistake was that him trying to cool the tires. He's taking a much bigger swing at the corner.
Or another possibility is he's hanging back so he can get a bigger draft when he catches up to WKK and he can really punch past and make that pass.
He certainly got a big draft there as well. Warren has managed to get up inside of Twindy, but Twindy's going to get the
see how close they get
and the draft from Kip. Warren still on the inside. They're getting really close now,
DWM looking for the 3 wide. Not going to make it happen.
Ooh. It's risky going for that. Hossack still. Hossack is at the stage where he's lurking. He's not there. Like, he's not in the battle yet. But he is, like, beginning to be, like, sort of described as lurking. He is lurking. In fact, if you actually ride on board with him, that cars in front of him are looking bigger and bigger each lap. But whether, like you said, they're going to have enough laps, just 16 laps to go, 33 seconds per lap, will he have enough time?
I believe he might. As soon as he only needs to get that draft and he'll suck right back up. But another person we're not really mentioning is O'Brien there, really helping out Hasek. Now, Hasek might feel a little better about O'Brien because they both, Hasek ended up there after getting put a little wide, but since he's helping out, they, may have solved that kind of issue out there on track. So
they have.
We'll see.
They are really, really beginning to catch him now. But of course, O'Brien could have easily passed Hossack about 20 times within the last 10 laps, easily if he wanted to. But like I said earlier, he had his eyes on the bigger prize. He wants to go with the win, and sometimes that means working with somebody who isn't your teammate. But of course, it gets yourself into a much, much better position. So O'Brien has been a very, very, very clever driver here. And of course, let's not count out Cold, Binary, and Badass Linger, who are still going at it at the back of the field. You got to sort of feel for these guys because all three are fantastic drivers with the potential to be up front. But it's just the sort of luck of the game where it goes 50-50, one way wrong, one way right, and unfortunately they've just been on the wrong side. But as you see, the lead pack with Freak right in behind Twindy now. WKK is still right on the back of Kip. Warren might be looking for the outside line. Nah, he slots back in. He's still waiting for that opportunity. I think Warren's got a lot of pace just hiding. I think he's bottling up for now. He's just saving it, and then he's going to give the blow possibly later on, by the looks of it. Hossack is really closing up to that top 4 now. By each lap, he is becoming closer and closer, as well as O'Brien.
Yep.
O'Brien is right in behind him.
They both ran the same exact lap time, and look, they're 0.2 quicker than the leader, so they should. Let's see what they do this lap.
They're gonna pick up the draft very soon.
They ran the exact same lap time as the leader that time.
It seems by every corner they're catching. As soon as they get the draft, they will gain. Because it, like, sort of, you get almost the, maybe not as a larger effect, but the Constantina effect, where one car breaks and the car behind slows, the car behind that slows, and yeah, despite these guys going flat out, they're all having to make slight adjustments to the cars ahead. Well, with those 4 cars, but with only 2 cars, things are a lot more simpler, so it doesn't cause as much trouble as you see O'Brien and Hossack now still close to Freak.
I can imagine if they catch up, their patience is going to be at exactly nil. They've been sitting and watching these guys, running up ahead of them. They want to get to the front. So if they make it through, pick up that draft, they are definitely going to try to really make it interesting.
I've just noticed a little thing. If Hossack and O'Brien get closer to them, it might be easier for them to make the overtake, and I will explain why. If you go from Hossack to Freak, Twindy, WKK, or Kip, either of the top 4, Hossack and O'Brien are running in a much higher gear, so they have been burning more fuel, so an effective. So basically, their cars may be a little bit lighter, very possibly, and that may just give them the edge. As O'Brien is just losing. O'Brien needs to get back onto the Hossack.
WKK's
Hossack is just out of range.
Looking the outside. He's tired of sitting in second. Interested to see whether he tries that outside line or he tries to sneak a nose inside and really take that inside line away from
lap 58. He's still got 10 laps. I think if I am right, we've still got a couple more laps to green to the flag, or maybe we're already at green to the flag. I cannot quite remember from the last time I raced in Thursday Night Thunder.
How's that? Even the main pack starting to get a little bit strung out. Maybe they're trying to get that big draft going so they can really make that overtake.
Yeah, so they are, yeah. If those back 2 of those group drop off any further, they will be in the realm of Hossack. Look at Hossack. He is really, really lurking. Well, of course, O'Brien has managed to gain a little bit more time on Hossack, so of course Hossack will now have the push draft. And O'Brien will have the draft from Hossack, and like I explained earlier, with the sort of the bunching up of the top 4, it'll make it easier for those guys to catch up. Ooh, Twindy goes out wide, try to go around the outside of Freak. It's not going to work actually, and in fact it was Twindy going around the outside. Yeah. Warren's looking so strong.
I think he's biding his time, waiting for that perfect moment to strike.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it too early because then that opens up opportunity for someone else to make up that pass on you.
What a fantastic win it would be if he he sort of got shoved to the back twice with incidents that had nothing to do with him, for him to come back and win the race.
I'm kind of rooting for Hossack and O'Brien right now. They both were really far back and they really just drove their heart out, and now are making it to the back of the pack.
You know what? I think Hossack has just after the straight or after the next corner, Hossack will have the draft.
I mean, he's right in that zone. It's
I think
about a
he's
second
already
back.
got it. He might just be getting it with that push draft as well. Oh, O'Brien's right back on him. After this corner, Hossack and O'Brien will join the top 4 to make it a top 6 with 6 laps to go. Catching just in time.
Windy and DWM both running for 3rd.
Still running really close together. Here's Warren.
Ooh.
Warren's sort of teasing. He's diving in and out saying, hey, I'm here.
O'Brien might start getting a little impatient behind
Oh,
Hossack
Warren
there.
run wide. Warren's just run wide. Warren's wiggling. Warren almost got up into the wall. Now, who's that? That's Freak, who's been practically running in 4th place this entire time. He's just suddenly moved up 2 positions to get into 2nd. Now, Kip is in a very, very, very good position now because he's got a bit of a gap.
They're about to go 3 wide.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
Careful,
wisely, I think
boys.
Twindy backed out. Smart
Yeah.
move. And Hossack's
Look at
right there.
Hossack
Yeah,
and
Hossack and
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Welcome to the race, boys.
I'm sure Kip's smiling in his mirror, seeing everyone trying to duke it out for 2nd and 3rd, while he kind of runs away.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. Kip's got a little bit of hope in him now. When you see that behind you, there's nothing like it. And
Hossack's
Warren
feeling.
down to 6th now.
He's trying that inside through the grass, 3 wide.
Cheeky, and into 2nd place.
WKK again getting, unfortunately, back to the pack. Didn't see what happened with him.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count it out too early because you know how quickly these things can change, especially when everybody has got the adrenaline flowing. When you see that there's only 3 laps to go.
O'Brien and Hossack again just laser focused on getting back to Kip.
And look at Hossack has just hunted down
2
Kip.
laps to go. Back.
He is just hunting him down.
He was 4/10
O'Brien
quicker
as
on
well.
that last lap.
6-way battle. Twindy has now went to the back of that group.
Is he gonna get it done? Hossack to the outside.
Hossack is going to the outside. O'Brien has got a clean view of this.
Will O'Brien try for 3 wide? He might wait
O'Brien's
until
got
the last lap.
Come on. He is about to slot in. Slot in now. Slot in now. Come on, Hossack. Think about it. I think he's going to do it. Slot in
Hossack
now.
might have
slot in.
Is O'Brien
Hossack,
going on the outside?
slot in.
No, he didn't have it.
He had a golden opportunity there to slot in. And
He is going to
of course
have a
then he would
good run, though,
had
out
inside
the corner.
line. Kip's still got that inside line. If he didn't have slotted in there, he would have cut across the nose. Kip getting up into Hossack.
Oh, Haas is not going to like
For a
that.
bit of a gap
Now, is that DWM on the
really-
inside? Can he get it done?
No way. Freak out of nowhere. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no, that is a big wreck. I have no idea what just happened or what caused that. O'Brien, Hossack, Freak, and WKK3 have just all crashed out at turn 1 with, in fact, on the last lap. As we see Kip coming home to take the win after leading most of this race with 20 seconds. WKK3 3rd. Freak 4th.
See if there's any other
Badass
battles.
Winger 5th.
Alright, let's see
Binary
if
is right in
Binary can make a
behind.
run.
Yeah. 2 teammates as well.
He's going looking for the
They might be
inside.
able- I think he's just got the... Oh!
Ooh! Ah!
Close. That's going to be very close. What was that on the timings actually?
Colden Hossack. I think.
Well, that was a very eventful race. As you saw there, things can change so quickly. One car came up into the other, and then all of a sudden, 4 of the 6 drivers were out. Look at Hossack and O'Brien from running 1-2 to taking up the last two positions on the grid. It's crazy how fast it changes. But what a shame for those guys, because those guys drove brilliantly the entire race to just get unlucky at the end.
I mean, Kip had the advantage of being in front. He can, kind of stay out of the muck when, people behind him were making mistakes and really just being aggressive and just right place, right time, I guess.
Yeah, of course. With the track like this, if you're out ahead, everything sort of seems to happen behind you. So he had the best positioning. He held the lead for most of the race. He stood his ground, and in the end, he managed to hold the win. But great driving from everybody all around. It is not easy to run side by side for 69 laps in these cars. So well done to every single one of the drivers for putting on another brilliant performance in Thursday Night Thunder in the SCL leg. In the SCL league, not the SCL leg.
So overall, good race. Not a lot of cautions. We only had two. Unfortunately, we had the wreck at the end, but overall, I thought it was a really good race. So this is the SCL League signing off with Tiernizzle and Sir Race-A-Lot. So catch you guys around next week. Maybe.